Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be experimenting with some of the smaller items within Botania that you just may not even just consider making. Alright, so we have a bit to kind of get done. There's a few things that I have tasked for today. One is to get my Lexicon Botania, and there is a notes section here that we can actually type out notes. So we need cloth armor. Is going to be one thing that we're going to go after today. There is a different type of armor that's not going to really provide us more damage, but it's going to reduce the amount of mana that our individual tools are going to cost. That's very useful for a SkyBlock when we're not really fighting many mobs. So it's going to be very helpful for us in that regard. As you can see, some time has passed. I do want to show you this. We are going to also add an exoflame to this furnace, and we'll kind of go over what that thing does. But yeah, this mana pool was completely full. Like, when I leave it here for just a little while, this mana pool will be completely full. We have tons of mana that these are generating over time, and when we add an exoflame, it's going to make it even faster. So that's going to be awesome. But an exoflame does require a little bit of runic altar crafting, and we do have. I went ahead and made a few runes in between episodes. I've also worked on a few other things. I'm still trying to sort out my inventory system here. As you can see, I did die. My keyboard, sometimes my keys get stuck, and when I was going forward, my key got stuck as I was coming down the stair, and I fell right to my death. Yeah, awful. I've died like 3 times so far. Actually, there's an easy way to tell. Let's see. Number of deaths. 4. I've died 4 times. Yeah, this world is really killing me. But let's go ahead, and I have a little plants chest that I've been working on getting things sorted out and things of that nature. And then also have all of this. So it's really nice to have all of these different chests sorted out, and that way I have a centralized room with all my chests in it that I can keep everything organized. I don't think I'm gonna need like a massive room for anything, because a lot of our automation setups that we might go to make is really going to be more looking like this, because just of how Botania is with automation. We don't have any special pipes or anything, so hoppers are kind of ugly. It's kind of hard to hide things in a skyblock. So this probably isn't going to be the prettiest Let's Play in the world, but it's going to definitely get the job done. We're going to get most of this stuff crafted up and try to get things automated. So let's go ahead and work on that armor. So it's going to require string. So in the previous episode, we set up this guy to automatically kill mobs. And look at all of this lovely loot that we now have because of that. And I think I'm going to need probably this entire stack of string. I think at this point. We have tons of bone meal. I wasn't expecting to get that much bone meal, but we did. Alright, so if we take a look here, this will give us 16. We're actually going to need more than that, because I think each section of armor is going to require way more than that. Ooh, let's make sure we actually have enough. So if we do this, are we going to have enough? That is the question. Magic question. I can't really tell. This is not wanting to cooperate with me. I don't think we're going to have enough of this, but we do have another method of getting string, which we can go ahead and do. Let's go ahead and take our shears, and we'll work on that. Also, we're going to work on getting a really nice tool that is made from mana steel. So I did go ahead and expand this platform out, and we're going to go ahead and shear some sheep. Now they actually have grass to munch on, so their wool will actually regenerate. There we go. And with this platform, if there was not as many mobs on here, they should passively spawn on this area. But yeah, 13 wool, that's not bad. It's pretty good. And if we flip our lever, which I have to go grab our lever. When I replaced this all with grass, it kind of got messed up. But as you can see here, we can take this wool. It's going to give us 3 string. So that's quite a bit of string there at this point. So that should totally be enough. as you can see here. We don't even need that much. So we're going to do 24 is what we need. 24 of each. Like this. That's 24. And that's 24. There we go. 24 sets of string. 2 sets of 48. A stack and a half. Perfect. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop our string back off in our... This is our mob chest over here. Our extra mob chest, because that's the main one over there. So, all we got to do is hope we have enough mana for all of this transfer. Switch the lever over. And we're going to throw all this string in there. And hope we have enough mana? I don't think we do. So that's where this comes in handy. I'm just going to empty my mana pool. Because I can refill over there. And we'll see how far this gets us. Okay, so we're still missing quite a bit. I mean, honestly, this will help us so much, though, once we have all of this. And I can also go over to this mana pool as well. And we can go ahead and finish the rest. Well, gotta be careful with this mana pool. And there we go. That's all of it. I can go ahead and throw these saplings back in. Did I picked all of them up? Alright, there we go. Now we should be able to craft a few things. So, like this will get us Manaweave cloth. Some pretty interesting stuff. And as you can see, we have 24. So with that, we can go ahead and make the Manaweave armor. This armor set is really cool looking, actually. Let's go ahead and get the boots. And then the chest plate. There we go. Awesome. I also want to make a vanilla, let's see, armor stand. They're not too expensive to make. Super clean looking. Gotta love the vanilla armor stands. They've really done a good job. There we go. Armor stand. Let's make you. And we can go ahead and set that here. Awesome. So, what we can do is add our armor to this. And they actually added the shift functionality to this. So, if we go ahead and throw on this actual armor set, like this, you can see it's really cool looking. If we shift right click on this armor stand, I do believe, oh, maybe not. Maybe that's Quark that adds that. I was hoping that would be a thing, but I guess it's not. Anyways, we can go ahead and pull all this off. And we'll just throw on this armor set. There we go. Like that. And then we can throw this armor set on. How cool are we looking now? Look at this. We are robed out. Looking pretty good. You can kind of see my cape through the back, but anyways, this is a pretty good looking armor. It's not really an armor, it's more of like a magic type set, because if you hold shift here, you see you get 35% less mana cost on mana tools and robes, and it says increases proficiency with magical rods. So proficiency, I'm guessing that you could, I don't know, help with the amount of mana that this rod actually costs to use and things of that nature. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of mana in our tablet, which of course we can do here. We have tons of mana in there, and I think I have that set to, yeah, sparing to tablet. That's plenty. That's quite a bit of mana there. I also wanted to upgrade this mana tablet to a ring. All it takes is some mana steel, and we can upgrade this thing. Hi, Mr. Enderman. We got a little visitor there. We're going to go over here and turn this into, like, this is like our main mana pool. It's turning into that. Let's go ahead and we can do it here. I'm going to have to send this over. There we go, that might be enough. There's almost enough in there. I can't wait till we get, like, some really nice mana producing items. There we go. Alright, so this is going to help out a little bit. So let's go ahead and add this little bit of stuff to this to get an actual band of mana. Now this is going to be a lot nicer because we can actually keep it in a bauble slot. How cool is that? We can keep it in the one of the 2 ring slots. This is also a ring as well, so you get 2 of them. But yeah, this'll be it'll save us inventory slots basically, which will be very nice. All right, so now that we have this fabulous armor that gives us a nice mana reduction on our tools, let's go ahead and make a really cool tool that's actually in this specific pack. This is not actually related to botania in general. It's actually an ayat, I think it's what it's called, ayat, which is all the tools combined into one. What adds this normally, actually Additions has stuff that does this, but this is a tool that works with botania, which is kind of cool. It actually is modeled and everything, just like what you would see from actually Additions, but it's separate. So let's go ahead and try and craft this thing. I do need to get crafting tables on each corner. That'll be something I'll work on eventually. But we're going to get a couple living wood twigs. I'm actually going to need 4 more living wood. There we go. And then we're going to go ahead and make ourselves a shovel. And then we're going to make ourselves a mana steel sword. Now this thing is going to be super handy. So let's go ahead and make the mana steel ayat. This thing is pretty cool. Alright, so now with this tool, we should be able to do quite a bit. I don't know if we can necessarily take on that Enderman, but I mean, not in this armor anyways. We would have to totally swap out our armor. But I mean, this thing will be able to mine wood. It'll break wood as if it's an axe. It'll break this cobblestone as if it's cobblestone. Pretty cool tool. I think it even, if you can hoe with it, if you shift right click, you can turn into grass paths. Pretty cool tool. And of course, breaking this is just as simple as everything else. So yeah, guys, this has been pretty cool. So let's go ahead and work on a few other tools. I want to get a rod that can produce water. And then I also want to see if I can't shear some more of these lovely sheep. Sorry, sheep, but that's kind of what you're here for. Let's go ahead and shear these guys. I only need a few. There we go. I want to kind of reduce the sound that is coming out of these mana spreaders. And one of the cool features is that you can actually put wool around the mana spreaders to quiet them. So let's go ahead and add some dye to this. I'm going to go ahead and make them blue. Why not? We have no real other use for lapis. Why not use it as a dye? I don't want to dye these. These aren't very loud in their own right. This is what's loud. So let's go ahead and you can place a piece of wool on it. And it's still a mana spreader. It's just, it quiets that mana spreader down a lot. Significantly quieting. Same on these. All of these are going to I'm going to make sure they are as quiet as I can possibly get them. And this one, got to do a jump. And it's significantly quieter. So, which is a good thing. The less sound that I'm going to have to hear from those. Now, I can't really quiet the endo flames quite yet. There is a flower, though, that does consume sound and does work as a mute. So, that is something that we can always set up later. But I want to make, let's see, the Rod of the Seas, I do believe. Let me get out of my notes section. So you have tons of rods, and honestly, we're going to make all of them. Don't worry about that. The Rod of the Depths makes cobblestone, but I want to get the Rod of the Seas. And what does this actually require? Well, it just requires a bottle of water, living wood twig, and a Rune of Water. And it's so simple that I should have done it a long time ago. So let's go ahead and get the Rune of Water right there. And I've made quite a few of these different runes where they are going to be required in future crafting recipes. And I found it's really easy because once you do your first recipe, as long as you have the items in your inventory somewhere, if you click with an open hand, same as you can do with the Petal Apothecary, it'll place the items back into the slot, and you don't have to do it manually every time. So that is very handy. Let's go ahead and get a bottle. Bottle would be over here. And we're going to need to go up top, because that's where my water source is at the moment. My only water source. And we're going to get a bottle. Bottle of water. Alright. And we'll come back down here. And we should be able to craft this. And now, have a Rod of the Seas. Nice. So the Rod of the Seas will place water wherever you want it to. And I was thinking, I don't really, I don't want this whole area filled with water. But, I mean, I can do that. And as you can see, it works just fine. How cool is that? You don't even have to worry about water anymore because we have it. We have an unlimited amount of it. And there you go. Perfect, solid water source. So, that's one of the cool rods that you can get. We can also try and work on all the other rods, I guess, while we're here. Let's take a look. We have several, if I can talk today, several other rods that we can work with. So, where would these would be mystical items, I do believe, yeah. So we have Rod of the Depths. This is going to place cobblestone for us. It's going to reduce the amount of cobblestone placing that we have, that we've been actually doing, which is kind of a pain. And I think we have the eye chisel, so it'd be even nicer so we can place this down and chisel it ourselves. This is going to require a Rune of Water and a Rune of Fire, and a piece of cobblestone, and a couple of the, of course, living root sticks. Let's go ahead and get this. We have the living root. We need one Rune of Fire, one of Water, piece of cobblestone, and this is such an easy one to make as well. I think it's swapped around, is it not? Yes. Rod of the Depths. This will generate cobblestone for us. How cool is that? And we can, of course, use our lovely IOT to go ahead and pick it up. There we go. Cool. What other cool things can we also make? The Horn of the Wild, I don't want anything like that, but I do want this assembly halo, which is something that I've been desperately needing. The assembly halo is really, really cool. And if you want to take the time to read each one of these different things, you can. The assembly halo says carrying a crafting table around generally can be troublesome. So what this thing is a portable crafting table, and it's several portable crafting tables to be exact. You'll have several different slots, and it allows for the saving of recipes. So let's go ahead and get this. We'll grab an ender pearl, because it does require one. But luckily we have plenty of ender pearls. And we're also going to need 3 mana steel. And this mana pool should have enough. Yes. Awesome. So let's go ahead and get this thing crafted up. This is a really cool item that gets overlooked by quite a lot of people. So when you have this thing, look at this. You have all of these individual slots here that are actually crafting recipes. And as you can see, it is a portable crafting table. Right here. And what it'll do is it'll remember your past recipes. So, let me try and think of a good recipe that we always end up making. So, we can do wood into a normal recipe, oak planks into slabs. Why not? Why not demonstrate this? So, we can do this as a recipe, and as you can see, it's going to show up here, and we can click into that slot. And now, whenever we have the item in our inventory, whenever we click here, it's automatically doing that craft for us. We shift click and click in here, it'll do it as well. And then we can go ahead and say, alright, I want to turn slabs, I want to make slabs. So we can go ahead and set that pattern here. And now you can see we have a slab recipe. And if I get rid of all of the slabs in my inventory, where is it at? I'll get rid of all the slabs. I just made 6 slabs. If I hold shift, I'll make even more. I guess maybe shift doesn't work, but you get the point. It does craft them, which is kind of cool. All right, so that is the assembly halo, and I think you can reset the crafts. As you can see, you can also override them. So if you have some that are in here that you don't want, like this one, whatever you craft next, you can set up in a slot. It's really handy, and believe me, it's going to come in. It's going to be very useful later on whenever we start getting into a lot more difficult crafts. That way, we can just do it all within our inventory. Really cool, and we don't have to worry about having this crafting table nearby because we have one right here. So one thing that you can also do with this assembly halo is upgrade the assembly halo to a manufactory halo. Now, the only difference is let's go ahead and clear off my inventory. And we remember last time we set up our recipes. And we'll go ahead and clear this. We want to get oak slabs. All I have is oak wood in my inventory. Well, if we go ahead and set up the recipe again, which it looks like we're going to have to, we're going to set up the recipe to turn this into oak planks. We'll make sure to set the recipe here. Or actually, I guess I could set it anywhere. We'll set it here for right now. Well, not actually place it in there. We'll place it here. And then we're also going to do another craft to make slabs. And we'll set that recipe here. Alright, so let's go ahead and... yeah. As long as it's not being held in your inventory, it will continue to make all of the individual crafts that you currently have. So that's where this thing can be kind of useful. And it can also, you know, while it's not being held in your hand, can generate quite a mess. But it will be useful later on, I promise. So let's go ahead and throw all this stuff back in here as we just made this huge mess. I'm just going to use these as fuel for the most part. But yeah, this thing, yeah, definitely interesting, to say the least. I am going to go ahead and make a normal, another normal one. But I just wanted to show that one as an example that you can do that. So another little thing that a lot of people may look over is if you have a potato, you can kind of throw it in here. And if you're lonely in your world, you now will have a friend. So we place this down. Look at that. We get a little tiny potato. How cool is that? And yes, you can break this thing, pick it up, move them around. But yeah, it's just a little tiny potato. And if you right click it, it'll say, just be friends. And it emits hearts. How cool is that? A little bitty tiny potato that gets really happy when you click on it. So guys, I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.